Hello guys, today let's learn about how to create custom components using React in React. How to create custom components in React. Let's see one of the example here. What I have been created based on custom components in PM start. Let's see one of the code example that has been developed to see how the custom components look like in the React. Okay, these are the components that have been created. You can see if you click on the emoji, it will display its name on a message, right? You can see here. Okay, now let's see how to create this using the DigitalOcean tutorial. Okay, open the DigitalOcean tutorial for creating custom components in React. You can see a very step-by-step guide through which we can understand how what are the custom components and how to create them. So okay, let's start by step one, setting up the React project. You can see this in my previous video, how to set up a React project using the npx create react command, react app command. I'll go to that and create a new file, uh, and open the app.js file in it. Within app.js file, add these emojis so that we can take them into our code with this. Okay, copy paste this code or else write this code in the VS Code with the app.js file, and then you can see this code uses a JSX elements to display those emojis in a web page. You can see I'm writing the JSX and these emojis being displayed on the web page. Okay, this command, you copy paste this command to remove this logo svg, which was being helpful for the uh, to displaying the logo of the React, which was the first file of app.js. You remove this source.logo and open the app.css file and change the code to this code. Change the app.css file to this code such that it adds some styling for our emojis displaying for our custom component, right? Okay. Now run the npm start. You can see this one, hello world is being displayed and three emojis has been displayed. So what we have done is created a component of for displaying these messages and these emojis. So here we started up the project with creating the components. Let's see how uh, we customize them, creating an independent component with React classes. Using the React classes, how can we create an independent component? This is a whole overall component, but how to create independent component with React class? Let's see how it has been done. Okay, we inside the source folder, source folder, create a file called instructions.js. With the inside the instruction.js, copy paste this code. So you are initializing a class called instructions, which will create a component. You are importing the component and React from the React and export default class. This will create a class called name instructions. So we are creating a component using the class keyword. So there will be a render function inside the cost component. You can see my previous video on components. There you will get what is class component in that. There will be a render function. What is a render function? Okay, and so this render function will return, click on an emoji to view the emoji short name. So this will return only this line. Now if you run it and see, this will render this line on clicking on emoji to view the name. So and once after creating this component, and we need to import it on the app.js, right? Open the app.js file and import the instruction into it. So after uh, importing the instructions into the app.js, now we'll write a function such that if you click on the emoji, it should display the name. Okay. this okay, now you can see here instruction has been imported here. Click on an emoji to view the short name. So such that you can see that component what we have created using the class, that has been imported to our main file. Yes. So we have created a custom component using class, right? Okay, now here uh, they are creating another one component, independent component. Now this code, this command, you need to copy paste in the command prompt such that it will download a emoji for you from the Google, from the Wikimedia that organization. It will download on some one emoji file, and it will be saved as mod.svg inside your source itself. So open the instruction and import that emoji file, that image into your code, and add that image into a instruction code such that it look like this. So because as we didn't give any of the styling, or we didn't give any of the properties, it will acquire the whole web page itself. Now let's control it by adding some styles onto it. So open the instruction and add a division tag over these two lines, and open app.css, and there you write dot instructions for emojis. You read the some stylings such that it will get for image also, you need to add some styling such that it will its size gets reduced. So after adding the styles, this is how it look like, right? Okay. uh, and in app.js, if you call again, if you call the instructions again, so this is the output. So that emoji has been displayed twice. Why? Because the component has been called twice and it has been used twice. So the important thing is that when we create a components using class, you can reuse them into our code whenever we require. So uh, it enhances the reusability of the code. That's what is being taught here now. And okay, that's what is being displayed. That's what is being written here, that you can see that the component can be efficiently reused, right? Yeah. So next, the thing is creating a readable file structure. What is a readable file structure? Let's see that. You copy paste this command and the output will be look like this. And creating a components directory, let's inside the source create a folder called components. You can copy paste the command, or else you can directly create the components. And now, and this will remove the files, whatever the files are there inside this, it will move all the files into the components. Now there will be some errors into the code, and you need to re-import them again, because the files paths have been changed, right? So you need to re-import the app from components.app. You need to change them. Now move all the files into the components itself, and index.js also, source.a open in source.index.index. Then again move, again change this import file. Still there will be some errors because of this file changes. Okay, create a inside components, again create instructions and move these svg files and instruction.js into it. This will structurize the way of creating the project, so such that we can, whenever we open the project again, we will get clear instruction about how the project is and how the flow of the project is. Okay, change the all the paths has directed, and change the import statements accordingly, right? The output is same because only we change the file paths. Then instruction.css, change some instruction.css file, create some instruction.css and add this uh, cascading style sheets into the code into it, adding some styles into images and all. Now open app.css and in, here also add some styles to the main web page. Finally import that css file into instruction.js, whatever the instruction.css we have created, import that file into the instruction.js, such that styles will be added on to this emoji. Okay. Okay, these are just opening the files into it. If you copy paste this command, it will show the output that these are the files within that apps. Okay, now building a functional component. Okay, let's see what is a functional component and how to create it. We will create a functional component. Functional component are the most common component in contemporary. These components tend to be shorter and unlike class-based components. Okay, still now we seen class-based components. Now we will see a functional component. What is a functional component? What is a class component? We have seen in the previous video, right? So okay, and now let's start building this functional component. Instruction.open instruction.js and export default function. Write this code, change this code. Now remove the import part of component. You can see here the import part of component has been removed because we are changing the class component into the functional component. You can see here uh, in that old function we have class keyword. Here there is no class keyword, just export default function instructions. It is enough to create the functional component, right? Then we don't have a remove render method inside the functional component. That has been explained in the previous video only. So there will be no render function, and cancel the render function and only return the whatever the code is there just inside it. See, the output is same, but the method of creating the component is different. There it was a class component, and here it is a functional component, right? Next, uh, now you can rewrite the function in this. What export default function has a functional component. This is how we create functional component using the arrow. uh, the same, this the code is same, but the way of creating is different. That's it. This is about how we create a functional component and a class component. You can see in my previous video the examples of the class component and functional component differently, and here is how we create a class component and a functional component. Thank you guys, thank you so much.